Good morning, students. Welcome to your exam-based conduct classes for 2018. Diploma for Policing. Your subject is Investigation of Crime 2A. I'm Master Tamarab. I'm your tutor for this subject, and my particulars are on the screen, the presentation. Once more, welcome. We will follow the following presentation outline. That will be your assignment structure, assignment preparation and writing tips. We will look at the continuous assessment and calculation of it. We'll be looking at how we should structure the assignment, and then we look at what you need to prepare for your assignment, your examination, what you need to do during your examination. And then starting with your assignment structure, the question paper consists of 5 questions, and all the questions are compulsory. There will be short questions of marks ranging from 1 to 5 in the first 2 questions. There will be long questions of marks ranging from 5 to 20 in the other question. All questions in the assignment are from the content of the study material provided by IOC11. Your assignment counts 120 marks. Your assignment preparation tips. Students should read the questions carefully before answering or starting with your assignment. That is very much important. You are not limited to the study guide only, but may consult any other relevant supplementary source of information. There are many law enforcement agencies that deals with investigation, and there are detectives in the Namibian police that you may be free or comfortable with. You can consult them on certain issues that you need clarity on. Otherwise, you are free to consult your tutor at any point of anything that you don't understand with regards to this subject. Collect all the relevant material that you need in preparation for the assignment. The better you prepare, the better marks you score in your assignment. It is always important for you to score good marks in your assignment, because it will help you to know the subject matter better, and it will also help you in your final mark. Look at what is required from you in the question, like explain, discuss, list, demonstrate, or name an issue. When you are prepared to answer an assignment, try by all means to summarize the information you obtain from internet, books, journals, human sources. Summarize them, because copying from your study guide or any other material, it's a crime, on the academic crime. Do not copy your study guide, as the guide should only assist you in understanding the subject matter. The institution is having certain policies, and in those policies they had prohibited plagiarism before. Therefore, you are urged in all seriousness to avoid copying your information from the study guide or any other source without citing or acknowledging that source. Provide practical examples to demonstrate your answer. There are many cases out with regard to investigation of crime, and then you are free to get any information from the courts, from the police, with regard to such investigations. Continuous assessment, calculation marks. Continuous assessment per model consists of 120 marks per one assignment. You are not requested to write a test on this subject. You are not even submitting a second assignment. You only submit one assessment, and that one assessment is the assignment. That counts 120 marks. The marks obtained will be calculated as follows to give you your year mark. Mark obtained divided by 6 times 5 to get the final mark out of 100. If you obtain 60 in your assignment, it will be divided by 6, that gives you 10, and it will be multiplied by 5, that gives you the final mark of 50. You need to obtain a sub-minimum of 50 continuous assessment mark in order to get admission to the examination. I'm making my again clear on that one. A sub-minimum of 50 continuous assessment mark for you to be able to write your exam. So you need to work hard for your assignment. That will enable you to write the exam and also assist you in your final mark. The final pass mark of 50 is required in this subject, calculated by 60%. Your examination mark is weighed on 60%, and your continuous assessment on 40%. So the calculation of the two are as follows. 40 times your continuous assessment mark. If you obtain 50 in your continuous assessment, times 40 divided by 100 will give you 20. If you obtain 50 in your examination and it's divided by 60, that is the weighing for your examination paper, it will give you 30 divided by 100. And that count together, the two will give you only 50. That will be your sub minimum to pass. If you get less than 50, you might be required to sit again for a supplementary exam or either to re-register for the subject. During the examination, it's a 2.5 hour examination because it's a 120 mark question paper. Answer all the questions. There will be true and false statements that will require you to read the material of the study guide from A to Z. And the questions in those short questions will range from 1 to 5. Additional to that, the paper will also consist of long questions from 10 to 15 marks. The question paper in the examination paper are from the content of the study guide or study material provided by IOL. What you need to do during your examination is, before the examination commences in any way, you need to have an examination timetable. That timetable will indicate which subjects you pass and which ones you will be writing and when you will be writing them at what venue. So consult your IOL officers or administrative staff to request that your timetable well before. I am also a tutor. I'm only a tutor at IOL and I don't work at IOL as an administrative staff. I will not be in a position to tell you when your examination will be written. So please don't call me for administrative issues. You call your IOL coordinators in your IOL head office. What I can tell you for this subject is that you don't need additional material except your pens, your watch, ruler, and your student card. You don't do calculations in this subject, so you don't need a calculator or any other material. You are requested to read all the topics in your study guide for preparation of multiple choice questions, fill in missing words and true and false statements. You are also requested to study hard to avoid any disappointment when you receive your results. For preparation of your exam, you can concentrate on the following topics in your study guide. That's crime investigation and the criminal justice system, participants to a crime, the sources of crime, essence of criminal investigation. You need to know the role played by this criminal justice system and the role players. Now, the criminal justice system consists of law enforcement, which is the police and investigators and whoever, the prosecution, the court itself, and the correctional service. You need to know the role of the specialized units in the Namibian police, role of the investigating support divisions. There are specific divisions that supports the main investigative function. You need to know the role of them. You need to know crime scene management. What are the procedures on a crime scene up to where the case will land in court, where the exhibits will be analyzed in a laboratory. You need to make difference between a case docket and an inquest docket, and you need to know the supporting forms that goes with the two dockets. Crime information, analysis and processing. The Namibian police are having the crime analysis units that analyzes crime information. They collect the crime information, they analyze it, and feed the bigger investigation of that information to be successful. For you to prepare well, look at those areas that I identified, and then you might not make a mistake in preparing for your assignment or your examination. For those who still need to do assignments, for those who are studying for the exam, make time and do the best in those areas. During the exam, you are required, make sure that your student number is written correctly, if possible, on all pages. Write your details as requested on the answer sheet. Write down the correct model name and code. It creates confusion if code and name of model is wrong, as the paper are sent from one tutor to another for marking. As a result of that delay in marking process. Now what happened is that sometimes you are given a pre-designed answer sheet, and on that one you need to make sure whether the code that is appearing in the subject that is appearing are correct. If not, you need to rectify it yourself. Sometimes it might be printing errors, and then the name is written wrong. Please rectify it. Read instructions carefully and ensure you know what is required before you start writing. Read the exam paper first to make sure you understand the instructions and questions. Do not dive into writing without reading. Students tend to lose valuable points in that one. The sequence of the questions must be considered, because the questions should be answered in the sequence. It causes confusion if students write on one page question 1, the next page it's question 2 or 5. So if you happens to answer them not in your sequence, please mark it clearly. It avoids confusion and it's time consuming. You are not permitted to take any form of notes into your exam venue. That will amount to fraud. And as a law enforcement or aspiring law enforcement officer, it carries a bad name or bad tag on your name. Plan how much time you will give to each question in order to save time. Plan your time wisely and write as quickly as possible and neat. Please take the mark allocated to each question into consideration when determining the length of your answer. That is very much important. If you are having any outstanding questions, issues that is not clear, please feel free to contact me. I am your tutor for investigation of crime 2A. Therefore, don't hesitate if there is anything with regard to this presentation, the material that is provided to you. I thank you for your time. For those ones who still need to do the assignment, please take your time, do it, and all the best. For those ones for the examination, I wish you all the best and good luck.